Hey everyone, I'm Damian Holbrook from TV Guide Magazine and TV Insider, and I'm talking with Jack Quaid from The Boys, coming in for
Hello.
its final season, final bloody
Yeah.
season. And you've done a bunch of press about the coming into it and everything, but I want to talk to you actually about bringing it to an end
Yeah.
because this is a character because you guys did have to go through COVID and the strikes.
Yeah.
So this is not just 5 seasons. You guys have spent almost 8 years together.
It's been nine. So that
9.
like I've known these people for 9 years. It's unbelievable. Like I know this is like the biggest cliche of all, but like they really have become my family. Like it's really, really true. I don't know where I'd be without them. I know I'm a better person because of all these people. Not to get too schmaltzy, but like, I will be thanking Eric Kripke till the day that I die. Like, I can't believe he really believed in me. I auditioned for the show like a lot, and he was the guy fighting for me. And I will never be, never be not grateful for that. Double
So
negative. Never be not grateful. That made sense. Yeah.
how many times did you have to audition?
I auditioned. I remember like I went in for like a meeting once. Then I did like one audition just in front of Eric. Then I did a chemistry read with Erin Moriarty. That was the first time I ever met her. She was the first one cast.
Oh.
Then I did one test, and then I did another test with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who are also heroes of mine. So like, but just want to thank all of them for bringing this show into my life. I'm a huge nerd. I'm a massive comic book fan.
Dude, that's
And,
something that I love. You have such nerd cred because it's not just this. Like the stuff that you've decided to do in between seasons or when you have free time is very nerd forward.
Oh yeah, it's super nerd forward for sure. I love superheroes. I love comic books. I like literally this is like on my desk in my hotel. I just got the new like some absolute Batmans. But no, I'm such a fan of the genre, and I know I remember having this moment back in I think it was 2017. I remember I saw Thor Ragnarok that had just come out, which coincidentally Carl's in. And just thinking that was such a great superhero movie. And I remember saying out loud, I was like, I really want to be a part of the superhero thing. And never in my wildest dreams did I think that I would land on the ground floor of a superhero universe that's like totally its own thing with its own sense of humor and tone and characters. And now that thing is completely taken off, and we have spin-off shows and like it's crazy. I'm so grateful for it all, and I just love that this was the thing that kind of brought me. I don't know, like that kind of broke me out in a lot of ways. Like I love that
It's
I got
interesting
to play it here. Yeah,
to watch where like the headlines went from like son of blank and blank signs to do to just like Jack Quaid signs to, or Jack Quaid doing Scream, where the
Jack Quaid screams alone in an alley. No one came to help him at all. Yeah.
But how did you decide? Like, so growing up, there were not shows like this. There were not, like, there was nothing,
no.
Like the closest we had was like maybe Mel Brooks could get away with some of the stuff that you guys have done, but there was no gratuitous like violence, like the level of writing to this. So what was your gateway into the nerd culture?
Ooh, good question. God, a lot of there's so many things. I mean, like I would read like old omnibuses of like the original Spider-Man comics. Honestly, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies were a big gateway into all that stuff. A lot of the early-ish Batman movies, like I think Batman Forever had like just come out when I was like that age, and then obviously I followed that into like all the Christopher Nolan stuff, which I just think is incredible. But yeah, like as a kid, I like dressed up like. Well, first off, it was Buzz Lightyear. Then I dressed up as who's a superhero? You could argue. Then it was Spider-Man. Then it was Batman. It was like I hit the trifecta there.
Right.
But yeah, and then in terms of like a show that I wasn't allowed to watch that I would like sneakily try to watch, it was something like South Park. Like South Park, I think was the closest thing to what we do now. I always say The Boys is like South Park with capes in a way,
honestly.
where it's like it's topical, it's gratuitous as hell. You're not sure if you should be watching it, but yeah, it struck a chord. I didn't know if it would, but it did, which is amazing.
So when you got Hughie, and he's on the page, you know, like
Yeah.
we know Hughie from the books, but like, what did you want to add to him?
Well, it was really intimidating to get cast because actually, so I am a big comic book nerd, but at the time I didn't know that The Boys was based off a comic book. I just thought Eric Kripke wrote this incredible script about America and then inserted superheroes into it. But then I got cast and I realized it was based off a comic. So I was like, oh, okay, I should read the comic. And then I look at the comic and it's Simon Pegg. Like Simon Pegg is Hughie. So in the comics, the artist Garrick Robertson, he modeled the character of Wee Hughie, who is Scottish and like 5 feet tall, maybe less, after Simon circa Spaced. So Simon playing my dad is a nod to that. But that was super, super intimidating because he's another hero of mine. And I was like, oh no, people are going to be so upset when Simon Pegg, amazing actor, isn't playing it and it's me. So I read all of the comics back to front just so I could get the spirit of this character because I knew I would look nor sound nothing like Wee Hughie. So I wanted to get the spirit of him down. And I think what we ultimately landed on is, he is a normal guy in a very not normal world. And he's very much like the audience's surrogate. He has to be there has to be one guy freaking out about all the insane stuff happening, or else, no one really, if everyone else is treating it like it's normal, it won't really land. Billy Joel was a big building block to all this. I remember early draft of the script, Eric Kripke had it that, there's a scene with him and Robin where Robin says, we can't, keep staring up at that stupid Led Zeppelin poster every night. And then I think I was like, Led Zeppelin's too hardcore for Hughie. And we changed it to Billy Joel. And then something about that just stuck. And that just became like Hughie being a Billy Joel fan is such a great character description.
Absolutely.
And
it just, know who that person is.
Oh, 1,000%. He knows all the words to We Didn't Start the Fire. Mm-hmm. And, there's something so perfect about it. The show's set in New York. It's very New York. Billy Joel, and it's like wholesome and a little cheesy, but so cool. Like that's what I wanted Hughie to be, and I think that really helped.
So then you say like he's for the audience. So did you realize like we want to protect him and we want to kind of protect him from being corrupted? Did you have that concern playing him in the later seasons where he does start to develop that edge?
Yeah, I had a little bit of a concern about it, but Eric put my fears to bed pretty quickly because I think that the reason why he developed an edge was because, if there's a character that's like a good person the whole way through and that goodness never gets tested, not even once,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, did he really grow? But if the world starts to corrupt him a little bit and he is able to pull himself back, that is an earned good character, in my opinion. And it makes him more nuanced and more interesting to play. And this season, what's been really interesting for me is that like this is I'm playing Hughie with very little fear for the first time, which is really cool because it's like, he's a character that actually still has a lot of hope. And it's like, why? You've done everything to him. Like he should be so far gone. But what I like is that he has a certain confidence and a certain hope this season because it's like, they already did everything to me. What else can you do? Right. Like
he almost has nothing to lose but Starlighter.
Exactly.
They're together. Like they're locked in.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing I'm watching because Kripke's so good at this.
Yeah.
It's been poised as like Butcher versus Homelander. But there's also going off on the side Butcher versus Hughie.
Oh yeah.
And they were never equally matched until now.
True. Well, I mean, Butcher still has the tentacle powers. So, but what I love about playing Hughie alongside Butcher is that every season the dynamics of their relationship kind of get renegotiated. Like they kind of start off as like pretty good friends, even though Butcher's leading him through just the ringer, really. But Butcher kind of puts this thing in place where he's Butcher's canary. Hughie's Butcher's canary. He's there to stop him from going too far. So I think somewhere along the line, Hughie understands that that's his job. And so playing that this season is really interesting because Butcher did go too far at the end of season 4. He ripped Newman apart, right in front of Hughie's eyes, and obviously they're going to have words about that. But I still think, and this is what I love about Hughie, he still believes that there's some kernel of good in Butcher, even if you have to look really, really hard. He's not willing to give up on him. He can still be annoyed and mad at him, but he's not willing to give up on him. And I love that about the character.
Because Butcher's plan to get rid of the soups affects Annie.
Yeah, like Butcher's going like full genocidal against all soups. Yep. And I think Hughie has a way more nuanced approach about it. Like he forgave A-Train last season. He's not equating evil and corruption to all soups. Obviously, he's in love with Annie, and he's friends with Kimiko. Like, he doesn't want that to happen. So, yeah, they're going to have to have words about that for sure.
All right. Yeah. So now that how did you kind of like Marie Kondo the character? How did you fold him up and put him away now that he,
it's tough. It's kind of like saying goodbye to an old friend. He's, I've been playing Hughie for 5 years, 5 seasons. It is really, really hard. The thing is like he is close enough. I don't have to say goodbye. You know what I mean? Like he feels like he'll always kind of be there. It'll be hard when like I don't even believe the show's over yet. Really,
right. How different is your life now that isn't there?
Well, it's crazy because it's like, I think once I get to the end of this press cycle, this press junket where I'm talking about it, maybe then it'll kick in because like I'm used to going like, the season ends, we do press, and then, in about a year to 6 months, we do another season. Right. So I think my brain knows it's over, but my body doesn't yet. Right. But I'm just picturing myself like 6 months from now being in the grocery store, trying to get a box of cereal, and then like, You May Be Right by Billy Joel comes on, and then I just start crying in a puddle. But the good news is I read this thing where that if you're in somebody's life for, what is it, like 7 years plus, the chances are tripled or something that you'll know them for the rest of your life. So yeah, we hit 9.
Okay.
And, I was in LA recently without the show, but we still hang out. Like we still I'm going to dinners with people. I'm checking in with people. The friendships are holding strong, and I really believe they will. We still text each other on the cast thread like we were today. I was going through old videos, and I have these videos that will never be seen publicly.
They probably shouldn't be, yeah.
That are just all of us doing really drunk karaoke after the wrap party of season 1. So we're all like, we look like babies, and we're just like badly singing Spice Girls. It's great. It was really, really great.
How are you do you have to form a new golf foursome?
Yes. I never really had a golf foursome.
Okay.
But I'm assuming it's me, Carl, Chase, Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get into golf because I need a hobby. I need a hobby that isn't video games or comic books. Yeah. I love those things, but they keep me inside. And I would love a hobby where I go outside. And I'd love a hobby where like I'm not expected to be like good at it, and it's fine if I'm bad.
Right.
And yeah, I've really started to take it up, and I would love to go. I'm trying to make plans with everybody. Laz also golfs too, with Mother's Milk. So when I get back to LA, we're definitely gonna go out there.